Hello everyone. Today I'll be discussing nonverbal communication with you. We constantly are communicating with one another nonverbally, whether we are aware of it or not. But most people don't ever really stop to think about nonverbal communication, even though it is one of the most used forms of communication. Most experts agree that between 70 and 93% of all communication is nonverbal. The most important aspects of nonverbal communication are facial expressions, eye contact, and body language. I've always been fascinated with how much we communicate nonverbally, and ever since I've been taking a communications class, I've learned so much more than I used to know. Today I'll be discussing with you 3 main points. The first one will be about how important facial expressions are. Second, I will discuss the importance of eye contact. And third, I will discuss body language. When we talk to someone, we're usually looking at that person's face. Their facial expressions let us know if they are listening and how they feel about what we're saying. Our facial expressions are able to convey emotion without us even saying one word. The human face is very expressive and a great way of communicating. Kendra Cherry states, "The look on a person's face is often the first thing we see, even before we hear what they have to say." You can usually tell how a person is feeling by looking at their facial expressions. Facial expressions are universal and do not change much between cultures. The facial expressions for anger, sadness, fear, and happiness are thought to be very similar around the world. I think that is so amazing that you can go to a whole different country, not speak the same language, and still be able to tell how someone's feeling. Now that I've talked about facial expression, let's focus on eye contact. Eye contact is such an important part of nonverbal communication. People can tell so many things by the way you look at them. Griffin and Bone say, when we make direct eye contact and offer a smile, we tend to signal that we are open to interacting with another. You can tell that someone is actively listening to you when they are giving you direct eye contact. Eye contact is also helpful because it lets you know if the person you are talking to is interested in what you're saying. Jan Siegel says, eye contact helps engaging the other person's interest and response. If you're talking to someone and they're looking at you and nodding their head, you really feel like they're listening to you, as opposed to if they're not looking at you directly. No direct eye contact and maybe looking around the room or looking at their phone really makes you think they're not hearing you. People also use eye contact to tell if someone's being truthful. Kendra Cherry also states, normal, steady eye contact is often taken as a sign that a person is telling the truth and is trustworthy. People who cannot maintain eye contact and shift their eyes frequently are usually looked at as being deceptive. I know this is very true for when I ask my daughter about something that she might have done that wasn't so great. She usually won't make direct eye contact with me, and then I usually know that she's not telling the truth. I've talked about facial expressions and eye contact, so the last thing I will be talking to you about is your body as a whole and your body language. Our body posture and movement can communicate to others a great deal. It is very important for you to be aware of your body language and how you are coming across to others you are communicating with. The way you move and carry yourself communicates a wealth of information to the world. Griffin and Bone state, gestures and body movements, whether intentional or unintentional, communicate our thoughts and feelings. Have you ever been in class with someone and you look at that person, they're sitting tall, back straight, and they're making direct eye contact with the teacher? You really think that they're listening and paying attention to what is being said. As opposed to looking at someone, maybe they're slouched, maybe they're playing with their pencil, no direct eye contact, kind of shows that they're really not caring what the teacher is saying. Body language can show a lot about a person. Someone who has their arms crossed may come across as not open to talking, as opposed to someone who has their arms resting at their side. You're much more likely to go up to someone with their arms resting at their side who's making direct eye contact with you, as opposed to someone not looking at you with their arms crossed. In conclusion, today I've talked to you about 3 main points. The first was how important facial expressions are. Secondly, I discussed the importance of eye contact. And finally, I discussed body language. The most important aspects of nonverbal communication are facial expressions, eye contact, and body language. Nonverbal communication is one of the most used forms of communication. It is so important to be aware of how we are coming across to others with our facial expressions, eye contact, and body language. Remember, up to 93% of all communication is done nonverbally. Thank you.